contact. And so Aslan Laikam welcome to all of you who are new to Manchester, welcome, and obviously those who are from Manchester. I'm actually more than pleased to be here using exactly the same phrase to show solidarity with the people of Bahrain, because one of the almost bizarre things is that whilst the Arab Spring has attracted enormous interest throughout, I think, the whole of the world, the situation in Bahrain has probably been the least prominent in our media. Even though some of the things that have taken place in Bahrain have all the same marks of terror that would apply anywhere else. Death is death, whether it's one person, whether it's thousands. Torture is torture, whether it's one person, whether it's thousands. So Bahrain is a small country. The smallness of Bahrain shouldn't disguise the human tragedy of what's taking place there. And what is almost bizarre, I think, in the situation in your country, for those of you who originally come from Bahrain, is that some of the things that common sense says ought to be prominently figured. The arrest of doctors for using their God-given skills to heal the sick is bizarre by any imaginings. In no situation in the world should that get anything other than absolute condemnation. The fact that some of the medics are still now in prison, still waiting to see what their fate is again something that would be a funny comedy if it weren't actually written in terms of human beings and their loss of liberty and the loss of what those medics should be doing, which is to help the suffering of the people of Bahrain. So what you'll hear about today, I think, is really very important. Not enormous in number, but actually I know none of you are discouraged by this, because it isn't numbers that matter in this. It's the impact of what you have to say. Unfortunately, because I have other things that I must do today, I can't be with you for too long. But what I will do, I will actually see Alistair Wells, who is the relevant Minister of the Foreign Office, on Monday at a meeting, and I will ask him directly about the situation. I think he either has been or is to be in Bahrain in these coming days. But also I know he's meeting one of the leading opposition figures next week in London. I think this is true. So what I will try to do on your behalf is to at least be saying to the British government, if Britain has this historic influence with Bahrain, which everybody assures me we still do, that Britain should be using that influence, and we should be saying very directly to the King, to those around the King, look, the report into what took place in March is now in front of them. There are very clear conclusions about what took place. The King, his government should be acting on those. This process of development of constitutional monarchy is a long-standing promise from the royal family. That is something that now ought to be pushed into practice. And actually, the need for reform, the need for release of political prisoners, is something that all of us ought to have make common cause on. So thank you for being here. And once again, I'll finish by repeating what I said at the beginning. I am here to show my solidarity with you, with all of you who are trying to raise a voice that says what's taken in Bahrain is a tragedy. It's a tragedy that can be made better. It can only be made better if people do raise their voice and insist. So you have my support. Those like you in Bahrain have my enormous admiration, because people who are prepared to demonstrate knowing, as we saw with one young blogger on Thursday, that by protesting you face arrest and an uncertain future. People like that deserve that we, who are free to say this, raise our voice here in this country. So solidarity with you all, solidarity with those in Bahrain.